Welcome to EVE Online. I'm Major Freak. So, it's been a while since I looked at hotkeys, but I think we're due for an update. Now, I've got scan probe hotkeys, I've got drone command hotkeys, I've got tagging hotkeys, I've got fighter selection hotkeys, I've got the directional scan hotkey. I don't have any mouse button hotkeys except for stopping the ship, which is the scroll button when you click on the scroll wheel. So, drone hotkeys. Let's bring up. Keyboard. Perfect. That'll do nicely. Alright, so I've got my drone commands here. I've got my probe scan buttons here. Directional scan, spacebar. I've got my mid and low slots switched around. CCP had you hold control and you press F1, F2, blah 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 to control the mid slots, and then shift to control the low slots. But shift is above control, so why wouldn't you have control as low and shift as medium? So I switched it around. So shift, hold down shift, press 1, F2, right? That will engage the modules. Now, if you hold down shift and click the module itself instead of the hotkey, you will engage overheat. So that's a note, mental note. They don't contradict each other, they act separately, so yay. The major thing with hotkeys is that you don't want any of your hotkeys set to a letter, because otherwise you're typing in chat, basically. So the reliable thing is to move as many hotkeys off as possible, the critical ones off the QWERTY keyboard. So, like for instance, did I salvage everything in nearby? Yes, I did. So I've got my engage target as delete target, right? I've got end as launch drones. I've got home as return in orbit, and it's actually quite useful. I have a doctrine where I'm going 3,000 meters per second, and if I return in orbit, they actually won't idle. They'll keep returning on my warp drive, so you can have them keep up to you. It's great. Page up, I was thinking the opposite of engage is to return to drone bay, and then page down is to find drones in local space. So normally when you warp back to rescue your drones, you're hitting reconnect and then return to drone bay. So it's perfect. This of course is reserved for TeamSpeak. A really cool way of doing the probe scan was I found watching a YouTuber, but he had, less than to decrease scan range of the probe, and greater than as the increase speed, and then question mark as conduct the analysis. But I realized that once I had my fingers on the buttons and was dealing with the actual scanning and not looking at the keyboard, it was just natural to have less than to the left, initiates analysis in the middle, and on the right would be, like here would be decrease scan range, this would be conduct scan, and this would be increase range. It just felt intuitive, and I'll keep it this way just because it looks aesthetically close together, and the concept is great, so I use those hotkeys, except in practice the middle is scan and not question mark. I found I just intuitively I kept pressing the wrong button, so I was like, screw it, I'm just going the way my body wants to. So there you go. These are the broadcast keys. One sec. Bring up my cheat sheet. So this right here is aligned to. This is broadcast target. This is broadcast need armor. Now, I'm typically armor doctrine, so yeah. If I was shield doctrine, I'd switch the shield and armor hotkeys. But yeah, so need armor. This is, I thought about it for a while. Jump to. This is warp to. This is in position, and it's the typical button I'll press when I don't need any more armor or capacitor. This is need capacitor. Number kind of 4 is in position at. 5 is hold position. 6 is need shield. So yeah, if I was shield doctrine, I'd switch minus and 6. 1 is Sino jump to beacon. Jump to beacon, Sino. 2 is spotted enemy. And numpad 3 is need backup. I think like I had this is a null, of course, but number pad 0, I think I'll put it as engage autopilot again. Number pad delete is undock from station, but I hardly ever use that combo. I used to autopilot and undock from station, just did the 2 in combo, but I haven't used them for a while. But yeah, they're mapped to that. Let's see what else. 7. Give me a sec. 7 is tag item from sequence XYZ. 8 is tag item from A to I. There's a manual option to tag something as J. I usually do that for a special case. And 9 is tag item from sequence 1 to 9. And of course, I'll use the manual method to tag something as 0, 10, right? 0 is untag item. Minus is unlock target. And of course, these items have to be, the overview has to be in the foreground. You have to have the overview just selected, and you can't select anything else before you press these buttons, or else it just won't work. Just English. Equal plus is target, lock target, and backspace is unlock all targets. It's a great hotkey, especially for Logi. I haven't really figured out what I want to do with the front and rear mouse buttons. I'll get back to you guys on that. They used to be launch drones and recall drones to drone bay, but yeah, I'll get back to you. Scroll wheel, click it, stop with one button. Wow, I can't, like 2 years ago, just as I was starting my YouTube career, lol, as a very boring mechanics person, I was using Control plus space, and I would have a macro key to do it for me, to hit Control plus space, and then I realized, wait, CCP gave me the option of using one button for stop? Really? I feel like a cheater. Anyways, so anything else I didn't cover? Oh, I've remapped F12 to not to open up the help thing, but to show the show user interface pointer overlay. It's quite interesting. See all the highlight stuff? That's all the stuff that you can have a pointer, and I'm sure you know what that is. You just drag it, see, and then you click on it, it'll go bloop. That's for helping people, and it's really cool. So page up, page up, page up, and it should reliably retract all the drones. The problem with hotkeys is that, like the QWERTY stuff, if you've got the mouse buttons, I was trying to do it as approach as or orbit or something. It won't work because not only do you have to hold down and hold the mouse button, but you also have to click another mouse button, and it doesn't feel comfortable. So, yeah, some things are cool, but once you try it in practice, it doesn't really work reliably. That's why I like the launch drones and retract drones, because it was reliable, very reliable. But yeah, I haven't figured out something for that yet, but I will, and then I'll make another edition. What else here? Did I deal with the drones? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, I did. I've made so many iterations of this thing. I don't use insert because that's a dangerous button to start playing with a hotkey. Did you know that L opens up your local locations, and in Photon they screwed it up and deleted that option and changed it into open your locations window, which is way to go, you morons. But anyways, that is about it. I'll go and quickly check my hotkeys to see if I missed anything, but I don't think so. Character sheet I have as backslash, just to clone jump and stuff. I wish they reverted it to the old way, so it would just close your inventory, and that way you could have two buttons right next to each other for open character sheet, and open, because open, close character sheet, or it just toggles the character sheet on open and closed, and also the inventory. It was perfect because you clone jump, your inventory would close, you'd hit the inventory again, it would open up again, no problems there. Bit annoying, but once you had the hotkeys, it was a piece of cake. Seamless. And it felt immersive. Okay, I was interacting a little bit more with the game, but it wasn't annoying like getting double inventory stuff. So yeah, they're idiots for not reverting. You tried, you failed, step back. Sometimes it's important to revert. Like when they screwed up the drone orders for PvP, right? I gave them information. They took it seriously, but all of a sudden they decided in their wisdom to use that as an excuse to rip out code, and their solution caused a riot on the forums, obviously. Yeah, but it was not the solution I was expecting them to deal with, and I realized that bug reports are actually quite dangerous because it gives them an excuse to rip out code, and that's why I'm extremely hesitant when filing bug reports, because obviously, yeah. Yes, you're walking into a minefield, right? Anyways, so that's that. I know, right? History lesson, yay me. Triple scan. Yeah, I was trying to keep it range and orbit, but of course it doesn't work unless you, yeah. So let's get rid of that. Select. How would they even... What do you mean select? Select. Why would... But... That is the... That has to be a troll. Wow. Select, and then click on something. Doesn't that select it? Show info. Never really tried that. Whatever. Not like I want to. Okay, so... Toggle auto tracking. Nope, don't want to play with that. Okay. Broadcast radio menu. Let's try it. Okay, that's definitely not working. B, just temporarily. Okay, that's definitely not working at all. It's definitely non-functional. Okay. Yeah, exit station and autopilot. I'll put it back to number pad 0. Hide mouse cursor. That would be really annoying. Well, you just hide the interface, but whatever. I'm sure that's, I don't know. Next tab window. Next tab. Open monitor. Previous stack window. What I'm thinking of doing is having the drone window, directional scanner window as forward, and front mouse button, and drone command, drone. Oh, I want drones. Where's the drones? I don't want the, because that'll just, you know, that's not the window, that's that. It's completely useless. I just want that to be, you know, so directional scan, forward button, right? And then I press spacebar, and then I click it again to go back to drones. That would be great, you know, quickly scan and then get back to business, right? But, yeah, there might be a directional scanner window, but nope, you don't get the option of drone, because maybe they were just too stupid to understand the difference between the actual inventory thing and the drone control, you know? Ugh. Give me a sec. I'm going to close that. Drone. Yeah, see? Nothing. What? Yeah, unfortunately. See? So, wouldn't that be great? But, yeah, the ability to customize this game's hotkeys, once you start using your own brain, then you go, hey, I could do this and that, and then you realize 90% of the stuff you're thinking up, they just don't have a hotkey for, because they're idiots. Yeah, most of this hasn't changed since beta, so yeah. They've added a few stuff, like I said, the location shortcut, which is awesome, and then they screwed it up with Photon. It's just, yeah. I don't think they do it deliberately. Well, I think they do, because why would you change this in Photon, like the ordering from reality? It just doesn't, it just makes zero sense, you know? Did you just forget what reality means? Yeah, whatever. Okay. I know, it's pretty sad. Okay, so maybe maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the old version of sort ascending and sort descending is completely different in the old style, and I've got it wrong, and CCP corrected that to the rest of humanity's meaning of ascending and descending. No, that's I. Never mind. Let's move on before I go insane. All right, where were we? Yeah, unlock all targets was awesome, and I don't believe it was an original version. I think they added it later. That was pretty cool. Pretty damn sure. But I could be wrong. All right, so what's this mean? That I can't change it? Not that I care. Okay, I've already gone through this stuff, right? Probably not. Oh, toggle user interface visibility. I changed that. This used to be minimize all windows, but that's shift. I've changed it to shift alt W. Control alt W feels more final, you know, and yeah. It's handy when I'm making videos for aesthetic reasons. This shows you the moons that I've got it set up for my overview. One of the overview tabs does that automatically for me, but there you go. Alt Shift X shows you the moons in the brackets in space. Okay. I tend to avoid these like the plague, but yeah, like I said, I realized they'd had deactivate low slot power as shift and then the medium as control. And when I looked at it as a human, I was like, why the hell did they do that? It's just ridiculous. Drones are already covered. The drone, CCP doesn't know how to. I believe drones AI is about as intelligent as CCP. Can't really say that now that they've hired on CCP a Bjorn B. I know, CCP B. Seriously, I'm not kidding you.
Now it's something you can actually turn on. I actually experienced the game with sound and not without it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that for sure. Yeah, and yeah, I'll figure this out at some point. I don't really play with fighters a lot, but it was important for me to actually. Yeah. Anyways, that's that. Hope that was informative. Yeah, it's annoying. Once you start speculating on what would be a cool combo, you realize the absolute dearth, I believe it is, well, the scarcity of hotkey options, and it gets to be quite annoying. So, you know, do what you can, and I'll eventually figure out what I'm gonna do with forward and rear mouse buttons. Too bad there wasn't a secondary option, right? Anyways, so I'm babbling now. Bye bye.